discovery router advertisement packet which hasn't the up limit set to 255, the client, the destination, won't even understand the packet and won't ever dissect it. That's mandatory. The next set of fields, as I said, are set automatically. You don't have to bother, you don't have to know the specific values. So for ICMPv6, it's 58, so the next header will be set automatically. The flags in the router advertisement stuff are also set automatically, checksum, length fields, and so on. Length fields, even if you provide many options behind that, the length fields are set automatically. So basically, you just have to provide the value of interest for you and everything, the default value, and the automatic computation are done quite well. Okay. Okay, so 2 minutes. Okay. There is another example. If you want to play with neighbor information query, that's possible. So in one line, you can ask all those addresses what their name is without even asking a DNS. So that's implemented in SCAPI6. Here are two DNS servers, ftp.freebsd.org. So in one line, you have quite some expressivity. So that's easy to use. It works with multicast. As I said, multicast is of heavy use in IPv6. So the previous example on local link, here are 4 BSD machines that answer to that query and reply. I provide also another example, the router advertisement lemon killer. Here you will set the router lifetime to 0 for the clients of the node. So basically you will remove their default route with only one line. Okay, I have covered the basic stuff, the neighbor discovery stuff. Let's see now the ICMPv6 stuff, because it is very important and of heavy use in IPv6. It is all used for configuration of the link. So that's something we added with Guillaume in SCAPI6 extension in order to be able to play with all the stuff associated with IPv6. All the informational and error messages are available, so you can play with them. Neighbor discovery, I presented the router advertisement stuff. The router solicitation are obviously there. The neighbor counterpart are also there. The redirect if you want to play with. All the options associated with that are there, so if you want to set a specific MTU, there's no problem. Here is a draft. I don't know if it's a standard now. That's inverse neighbor discovery. Guillaume and I are playing quite with mobile IPv6 stuff, so there are something to play. For those who like multicast, there is the multicast listener discovery part and the router discovery part, so you can play with it. I heard about that in the presentation about the IPTV stuff yesterday. And the non-information query I just presented. Okay. Here we have seen that SCAPI6 support SCAPI6 provide basic support for IPv6, the neighbor discovery stuff, the ICMPv6 stuff, and there is something that I didn't present yet. It's the extension headers. So I just give an example, but all are there. The main ones, so fragmentation header and so on. I will speak about routing headers. Routing headers provide the same functionality as loose source routing under IPv4. That's a specific option that has been removed because it was dangerous. It is available under IPv6 and it is working on core networks and on your network. You will see at the end on what else it is available, about many. The main idea behind that is what? It is to provide a list of addresses of waypoints that the packet will be routed through. So basically you select the waypoints of your packets to the target. Here the packet will flow to that destination and the waypoints are this one and this one. So by creating a packet that will be sent first to that destination with a specific routing header that provides those addresses, it will then be routed to that addresses and then from that to that. And at the end, because the segleft field that provides a pointer to the current address will be 0, the ICMPv6 echo request will be honored and a reply will be sent. So basically when I send that packet, the people who replies is that the last element, the destination. So when I get the answers, the source is the destination of the packet in the last element of the routing header. What can I do? What can you do with that? You can do remote traceroute. When you do a trace route with a documented TTL to a specific target, you get all the information on the blue path, but if you add a routing header in that stuff, you can provide a waypoint, and all the packet will be sent to the waypoint and will send them to the target. So basically, what you have there is all the information on the people that are there. So if you are in France, here is Japan, is the United States, you will have all the vision of the people from Japan to the United States, to the American target. So all the routers that are on the path. So that's fine for discovery of the network just before the waypoint. Here is a funny game that we are playing, that we played with Guillaume. The main goal is to keep an IPv6 packet as long as possible in the IPv6 internet routing infrastructure. I give you a clue. It's based on routing header because it's the section, and that's the ID. Everyone has an idea of how to do that and how long you can keep a packet inside the IPv6 network? Anyone? Okay. In fact, you start by finding two routers that have quite a big round trip time between them, let's say 100, 200, 300 milliseconds between them. They are one hop away, so that's our two addresses. Then you create a simple packet, SKP6, including a routing header, and the addresses field is quite particular because it has ADDR1, ADDR2, ADDR1, ADDR2, ADDR1, ADDR2, and so on. So basically what will happen when the packet will be sent, it will go to the ADDR1, which will send it to ADDR2, which will send it to ADDR1, and when the seglef field will be null, the ICMPv6 echo request element will be honored. So basically, the answer will be sent. Any idea of how long you can keep the packet in the network with that? That's the record I have there. 32 seconds. The packets will remain in the network during 32 seconds before you get an answer. Okay, that's funny. But there is also some security impact. In fact, it's an amplification effect. Simply because if you have 100 kilobytes per second of upload bandwidth and you send such packet and you have the 32 second storage between the two routers, you will be able to create a 1.6 megabytes per second of traffic between the two routers in both directions. So basically, you will not kill the link, but diminish the bandwidth. Okay, what I said is that the support of routing header was removed from IPv4, or at least there was something to prevent it. Regarding IPv6 host and operating system available today, this is not the case. What provides that table? In fact, all the major operating systems are there. Here we are in host mode, so basically when you are not routing packet, and here we are in neutral mode, so we route packet. In that case, all the IPv6 routing header are routed, so it is supported by everyone, and the packets, including IPv6 routing header, are forwarded. In host mode, even if you think that would be the case, it is the case for all the BSD. So if you have a BSD host in host mode, it will, if you send it a routing header packet, it will honor it and forward it, even in host mode. Linux does this at quite a good compartment. I must say it is the RFC requirements. All the nodes should forward routing headers. So that's not that's faulty, but the implementers do it the right way, I think. Is it firewallable on all those hosts? In fact, it's no for everyone or not reliably for the others. So basically, if you have some host that is acting as a router or that is acting as an host, that will be difficult. And for IPv4, there was CTL or something like that that was usable to deactivate the mechanisms. For IPv6, there is not. Only Cisco provides some things to deactivate it on the routers. So to give a simple conclusion of that, I will say that if you have Juniper routers, you can't do anything. It doesn't even know it is processing routing header, but it is doing it and you can't deactivate it. And if you have some OpenBSD host on DMZ accessible through ICMPv6, it is possible for everyone to target that host and with an IPv6 routing header and target another host in the DMZ without any problem, because you can't firewall it with the host and you can't deactivate the mechanisms on the OpenBSD. Okay. I will make that is just in 2 seconds what is in the pipe for SCPE6 extension. There is something about Teredo that will allow to pen test or test IPv6 hosts from behind IPv6 native network. So that will be fun stuff. And there are some stuff going on about IPv2 implementation. So that's for the, if some people want to discuss that, I will be available then. And okay, that's funny stuff with 3D visualization. Philippe already talked about that a little. And as a conclusion, I will say that IPv6 is coming. There are some simple elements in the design, but there is also complicated stuff in the extension. And I didn't talk about that, but about transition mechanisms too. It's like no one learned about IPv4 problem. The same are available, so it's a funny playground. And as a conclusion, we need tools to test stacks and products. There are quite no tools available, so SCPE6 is one of the tools that are coming to help you play with that. If you have some question, don't hesitate. Okay?
Yeah, I think we have no more time for questions, so we are there, so just find us and ask the questions.
You can take one question?
One question, so cool.
Don't hesitate.
How widespread is the use of IPv6 in Europe?
In fact, I made some tests in order to know how big the IPv6 internet was, and I found in the core routers, so how can by scanning all the networks, I found something like 1,000 core routers. There are many people in Germany, many people in France. There are 50 routers, main routers, I mean core routers in the United States. There are many people in Japan, about as many as in the United States. And there are, I think there are, I found routers in something like 50 countries in the world. And so it is quite spreading. I think with the incoming of Vista and technologies such as Teredo, it will extend a lot the spread of IPv6. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.